Welcome to the Howmet Aerospace Logistics Center. I'm Brian Schaff, the Alcoa Wheels Accessory Manager, and I'm here with Doug Mason, our Global Research and Development Manager. We are excited to be introducing the Alt-36, the lightest heavy-duty truck wheel on the commercial market. We will walk through the engineering design and how this will drive fleet savings and profitability. Can you walk us through the new wheel design?
Yeah, it's really based on a lot of history. You can see that it's different than the standard aluminum wheel. A standard aluminum wheel would have the face come straight up off the flange onto the mounting surface. We've recessed that down. We would call it a drop center type attachment. That, coupled with the manufacturing capabilities that we've introduced over the last few years, as well as the design expertise that we have, we've been able to take this down to a 36-pound wheel. Where that weight has come from is the mounting area itself has been reduced to about 16 millimeters. And then the rest of the weight really comes out of the actual disc area. That disc area is only 6-7 millimeters thick. We found by taking it down to 36 pounds, if you were to go from a standard steel wheel to Alt-36, you can save about 520 pounds. But on top of that also, we've shown that it will save fuel, about a gallon per 1,000 miles.
Wow, that's a huge savings in weight and in fuel. So the biggest difference that we can see here between an Alt-39 and an Alt-36 is obviously there's no handholds.
Yeah, Brian, you're right. There are no standard handholds. If you were to take a look at the Alt-39, you'd have like a 2.5-inch diameter hole, 10 of them around the wheel, a lot of weight coming out of the disc area. And so we've taken more weight out by making it thinner than putting the handholds in place. But obviously we still want to have access when we're in the dual position, and you can see here there is one hole. Let's go back to the back of the truck and we'll take a look how this takes place.
Now that we're at the back of the truck, Doug, how do you access the valves?
As I was telling you, the two access holes that are 180 degrees from one another allow you to have access to the inner dual and the outer dual. You need extensions to do this, however, because of how small the holes are. So we have set up a system, as you can see here, where we've allowed the extension to come through to a very convenient location for airing up or for checking the air pressure. And also you'll see that there is a stabilizer for each one of these locations to ensure that the valve does not rattle around and get damaged while it's in that location. So really it's as simple as that.
Wow, that's easy and maintenance free. So for a 3 pounds reduction in weight, what does that mean for the durability of the wheel?
Quite honestly, it's as good or better than any wheel that we've made to date. We've done all of the bench testing, we've had it out in the field, and we've seen it perform very, very well. The other thing that we see about it is the design itself has actually reduced the stresses. And so by reducing the stresses, that's where we can take the weight out.
So we talked a little about fuel savings in the beginning. Can you tell us more about how that works for a fleet?
So we went out and did a baseline run, and during the baseline run we found that it gave us about 1 gallon per 1,000 miles. And then we added the aero steer cover on top of that, and it again gained about 0.39, 0.4 gallons per 1,000 miles. So really in combination, a fleet could save 1.35, 1.4 gallons per 1,000 miles if they go from steel to the Alt-36 with the aerodynamic steer cover. We have two access holes that allow us to put extensions in that bring the valve access closer to the operator. And we're going to take a look at how that is installed at this point. So the valve extension will put in the outer dual. We'll do that off the vehicle. So you simply put the valve extension in, tighten down. It's kind of a swivel extension. And so you'll get it in, get it tight. You'll hear the air clip there. And you get it finger tight. You can also use a wrench to get a little more turn on it if you like. And really that's all there is to installing it from this side of the wheel. We'll now turn the wheel around to install the actual stabilizer. Okay, after installing the valve extension for the outer dual, we had now turned the wheel around so that we can install the stabilizer. The first thing that we will do to install the stabilizer would be put a little bit of lubricant around the hole itself, and this just helps slide the stabilizer into position. And once we've done that, we take the stabilizer and we note that there are markings on one side. Those markings should be facing out when we do the installation. And so then we just put it over the valve stem and slowly push right into place. And once we've done that, now you have the outer dual completely assembled and ready to put on position. Okay, now that we've completed the installation of the valve extension for the outer dual and placed that in position, assuring that we had them 180 degrees from one another so that we can install the inner dual. You can see we have a longer extension, about a 6-inch extension, as well as we'll have a stabilizer that we install as well. And so we go down to the wheel itself. You can locate the 25 millimeter access hole here. Simply looking through there, straight shot, you can start the extension into place. You can put that down to hand tight, and then you'll want to grab a wrench to do the final, making sure that it's in position. Now that we have that all tightened up in there, we can put a little bit of lube, same as we did on the outer dual. For the inner dual, this will obviously help with the installation process. Again, you take the stabilizer, ensure that you have the lettering pointing out. Simply place over the top of the stabilizer and push into place. Okay, now that we've installed the inner and the outer dual extensions, just want to show really how easy it is now to check for air pressure or to do inflation with the fact that these valve extensions now pull the access point into the outer dual area of the wheel. So now we've completed the installation of the Alt36 in the dual position, and you can see that the extensions and the stabilizers are easy to assemble, and it's just one more way that Alcoa is working to maximize the drive.